Cinderella, go Cinderella, orgasm blush, lipstick, nigga seller.
Let's get into the cute shirt, y'all. I got this J.Cochi shirt from school before I left. It's really a Juneteenth shirt. It got like the Juneteenth stuff in the back, but I went ahead and cut it and made it cute because, like, period poo, like. No, baby. Hey y'all, it's Mjahauri and Lana. If you're new here, I am a content creator, influencer, and now as we speak, y'all, not only a certified but a licensed esthetician. I'm here to share my tips and advice on how to pass the state board, how I did it, what to expect when it comes to taking the state board in order to become a licensed esthetician. I've been sharing my journey since day one, from the first day of school up until graduation. Well, that's what I do here on my channel. So if you're a student, future student, licensed esthetician, solo esthetician, and you want all the details, I suggest you to go ahead and subscribe right now, like, and also comment and share with me where you are in your journey. But let's just get to it. I've been studying for this test since June. I started studying pretty late. This whole journey, whether it's school, life after school, it is not linear, meaning it is not a straight line. I was supposed to take this test. I was supposed to upload this, but life happens, and I just want to say, be prepared for that. Do not get upset with yourself if you don't take the test as quick as you thought. There's a process to taking this test. You take the state board either while you're still in school or after you graduate. You need to have a certain amount of hours at the time. Once you're at 600 hours, you can go ahead, go talk to your advisor. They can write up this document saying that you're allowed to take your state board. That was my plan at first. However, I didn't know we had to pay for this test. In Illinois, esthetician test is $170. And at that time, I didn't have $170. I was actually trying to fit $170 in my budget to actually do that. So really just take your time. Don't rush this process at all. Do it when you have the money, do it when you have the time, do it when you mentally prepare. If you don't do it that way, then you would go ahead, graduate, you would receive your transcripts. I received my transcripts from my advisor or dean, whatever you want to call it, literally a week after graduation. She told me I could come pick them up. She gave me a folder with everything I needed to know, a packet with information on how to sign up for the test, how to pick your date for the test, who to contact if you have any questions or if things aren't working out. Also, I was given a packet, like a study guide. And once you get your transcripts, they'll let you know who you need to mail that off to. You're gonna need to mail that off way before you try to go and register or sign up for this test. I sent them over pretty quickly. It was already in the envelope for me. She had the address written on it for me. All I had to do was do my part, put the stamp on. I went to literally my local post office, went in there and said, hey, I just need to send off these transcripts so I can be able to take my state board. You're able to just have it sent regular, which I don't know how long that takes, but I paid for expedited, which literally took about 1 or 2 business days. I think it was like $8, maybe $9. And they went ahead, she just took it, gave me a receipt with a tracking number on it, and I was able to check like if they received it or not. If you know exactly when you want to take your test, just about, you want to be able to track your transcripts so you know if they have it or not, I would advise go ahead, pay that little $8. Once that is out the way, you'll go ahead, you'll go on the website, and you'll start to sign up. They're gonna ask you personal information, your name. They're definitely gonna ask you like, when did you graduate? They're gonna ask you the location that you graduated from, just so they can confirm that you actually went to school and went through that stuff. At the end, basically tell you, they will advise you once you sign up to then send your transcripts. See, I sent my transcripts way before I did this stuff. So they definitely had my transcripts already. I literally received my confirmation or email basically saying I can take the test. I would say like a week or 2. So it was quick. I thought it was gonna take a long time. You get an email. The email is basically gonna say, hey, you're eligible to take the test now. Send you this PDF, basic list of locations. There is a list of things you need to bring, things to know about the test, how long the test is, all kinds of stuff. Time was ticking for me. I ended up choosing September 14th. There was a bump in the road during this part of the process. I tried to go ahead and choose my testing date, and it kept saying that I was not eligible to take the test. If you meet any bumps in the road, email, call, whoever, I don't care, because we're trying to get this done. We're trying to get this, we're trying to make this money. We need this license, so we're not gonna play about it. I literally emailed the email that was on the website, basically just said, hey, I'm trying to, sign up for my test. It's saying this and that, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I was, a little frustrated, because I'm like, come on now, I have a deadline to meet. Y'all playing, like, what's going on? They actually responded to me very quickly. I think they responded to me in like a day. They ended up just scheduling the appointment for me. Of course, they asked me, did I have a preference, date, location, asked for the area code, whatever. I was so nervous about it though, because I just didn't want this day to go wrong. I literally even called the location like, hey, my name is 𝐉𝐚𝐴uri. I'm supposed to be taking this test on this day at this location. I just want to make sure that I'm in the system. So basically that would be the last step. Go ahead, pick your testing day, or if you so happen to have to do what I did, reach out. They help you make the appointment or the test date for you, and then time to study. During all of this, I was still studying. Before I graduated, actually, my teacher actually gave a PowerPoint, it was Google Slides, of basically what to expect on the test as far as chapters and stuff like that. It also did have a couple of like review slides in there. So what I used to study was, I went based off the packet that I was given. This is the packet that I was given. So anything that I have to check by is everything that I've already went over. Anatomy, I haven't went over that. This is what I'm currently on, which is chapter 8. I went over this much, so I really just have this. This is a heavy hitter, so heavy hitter. This one, this stuff, anything with no marks. This is it. This is really everything right here. That's the percentages, so sciences, percent of this. I used my booklet, the booklet, the writing booklet, and I used my book. There's a new book that 𝐀𝐿 got, the new slides that they have in the book. I really liked the new book just because it was giving just more information, definitely on 𝐀𝐿 Pro. But I did get a suggestion from former classmates who had took the test to study 𝐷𝐿ady Pro. I was able to purchase that. It was like $40-something, basically like a test guide. It came with the glossary, it came with chapter tests and chapter reviews, and then also the test with like the 100 questions on there. Then again, when you use 𝐀𝐿 Pro, you can basically do the same thing on there. The only difference is that I used 𝐷𝐿ady Pro for the wording, the way they worded the questions. I would say 𝐷𝐿ady Pro's wording of the questions was very, very much similar to the state board. Those are all the things that I use to study. Now, my biggest advice would be to come up with a study routine. I know a lot of people just think, oh, I'm gonna just dive into it, just start reviewing, and then I'm gonna be okay. Try to test themselves over and over, and they don't go back to the book a little bit. Take little pieces and just create your own routine, because everybody is different. I would review, test, review. At first, my first attempt was to tackle the long and hard chapters. Either do it that way, or you can literally just follow the study guide or outline. The version that I was given by hand was 2008, and then I went on the website, go check for updates, and I found a different one, which was from 2020. I honestly like the 2020 version better because it was just more neat. It was more specific on what I should study exactly. I will definitely put that in the link down below for you all if you guys want to just print that out, because that's exactly what I did. I would study a chapter. I would either go the slides or go by the book, depending on the chapter. Like if it was a real heavy, deep chapter like anatomy, chemistry, I definitely just use the slide. But if it was like just the little things, I'll go ahead and just use the book. I started handwriting my notes because that's the kind of person that I am. And it was like time consuming. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just trying to type my notes up. So you could do either or. My notes basically did it like in a little outline. Go ahead, and that's how I review. I know when I write stuff down, highlight stuff, that's how I retain the information. So let's say, boom, I finished my chapter. I will go ahead and I would take tests, whether that would be on 𝐷𝐿ady Pro or if that would be on 𝐀𝐿 Pro. Like I said, I alternated between both. 𝐷𝐿ady Pro gave me that state board feel, and then Transcripts Pro just give me more, you know, just more questions to answer. Right there will show me if I retain the information, how well I know this chapter, if this is something I need to revisit or not. So that would be my best advice. Take those tests. It's definitely gonna show you if you're ready or not. Like if you're taking a chapter test and you're passing with a 60, 50, 70, clearly we need to go ahead and make that mental note, like we need to come back to this. But if you pass a 90, 100, 80, okay, you still familiar with it. It's still there. So we may not need to, you know, waste so much time, especially if you didn't already pick a testing date. Oh yeah, baby, we gotta go. You just graduated or you just took your final, like it should still be kind of fresh, but we basically just re-reviewing. After that, I would just make a note. Okay, mark that down. On Milady Pro, it actually keeps track of your review. So when you take a test, the percentage is always gonna stay there until you retake it. But you gotta move on. So after that, I will move on to my next chapter. Let's say I took a couple days off though, because that definitely happens. Like I was trying to study every day. Just be realistic with yourself though. If you think you can study every day, study every day. If you can't, that's cool. But when it's time to go back, what I would do is retake those tests without reviewing. Let me just see where my brain at. Let me see where my head at. You know, go ahead, retake those tests. If I scored lower, clearly it didn't stick. If I load higher, clearly this chapter, you know, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. It's literally what I did the whole time. Just repetitive testing myself, keeping track, either getting better, getting worse, going back. I would definitely recommend testing yourself. I was doing a mixture of everything, you guys. Like I definitely didn't have this routine together when I first started. If I was, you know, testing myself, like I said, I'm looking at the scores and it was not matching. Clearly, I'm like, you know what? I need to try something else. Hype it up, get fancy, do some highlighting, do some like cute font changes, you know, make this a little fun. So then I decided to do NoteCards, actually writing them down, reading them out loud, like really just learn your learning style and just try to get it in your head. I would read my notes out loud. Read it out loud as if I was teaching myself. Do whatever you need to do. You'll definitely figure it out for yourself, but that's what I did for me. The biggest suggestion I could give is really find a studying space. At first, I would just study anywhere at my home. I live by myself, so I figured it would be easy, but because I was studying so long, on and off, I think I kind of got a little tired and a little lazy with it, because at first I would sit at my kitchen table, I would go ahead, pull my things out, start studying, and then sometimes I would be in my bed, studying in my bed, but that wouldn't last long, and then eventually I'd just be at my desk maybe, but then my studying sessions wouldn't be long enough. Like I'd probably go through a couple of slides and that'd be it. I suggest to go to your local library. I went to my local library for the first time, literally the day before taking the state board, and yeah, I loved it actually. It is Monday, a day before I take my test, and it's been really hard to focus, so I said to myself, let me try something different, because I can't go out like that. Like I can't. Need to pass this test, need to move up, need to level up, need to move forward. And passing and getting my license is the way to do it. Library has study rooms. They have rooms where you can come in here, you're by yourself, you close your door. Like, it's so nice in here. Like, now, you know, I can record without feeling like, oh my God, they're looking at me. Even if I did want to play like a little music, you know, on the side, I could do that. So it's like, I love it. So I highly recommend it. For sure, definitely just find a space, plan your studying out, test yourself on each chapter, and eventually test yourself on like the overall. That's what I did the day of testing. I didn't overstudy the day of the test. Like I literally took one practice test with 100 questions. I passed with the 90. And then that just told me I ain't got nothing to worry about. I would have got like a little 60, 70. I definitely would have, like, you know, I'm just going here and reschedule this because I'm not finna fail this test. That's really all my tips and suggestions. I hope the information on what to expect helped. Don't forget to comment down below where you are in your journey. I want everything to be valuable information to everybody, because we is all a team, and I gotta come through because I told you I was gonna come through.